Welcome in micro soldering for beginner section, and this section is gonna prepare you for the advanced level. And also I have happy news for you. If you understand this section like 100%, you will be able to work in any store anywhere in the world. Why? Because this is the basics. If you have the basics, you can work anywhere. So after finishing this section, you will be able to work in any store, whatever you want. How to get the best of this section? It is so easy, guys. Just watch the video like 3 times. Okay, the first time will be just for knowing what's going on here and just knowing about the basics, the temperature and what is going on or whatever. Okay, it's so easy. Just watching for the first time. Second time will be with pen and paper, and the last time will be you are going to be like you are the one who is working with your hand, not me. Okay, you are acting, you are the one. You're like right now this dude is gonna make the temperature on whatever. Okay, so this is how you are gonna study this section. Just watch the videos like 3 times. Okay, this is how we are going to get the best of this section. See you. Let's see our tools that we are going to use in this section. Firstly, the hot air. This is the most important tool. Okay, we cannot work without this, by the way. Soldering iron. Also, we cannot work without this at all. Alcohol and brush. So important. And tin and flux paste. Okay, tin is colored gray. It's looking like this. This is a flux, the yellow one that you see right now. It looks like this is the flux paste. The tin paste is like this one, but it's a gray color. Okay. Screwdriver sets, and we are going to use the screwdriver sets too in laptop repair. Okay, so this is 2-in-1. We are going to use them in cell phone repair and laptop repair. And most of the tools, by the way, we are going to use them also in laptop repair. So we are going to do like 2-in-1, which is cool. Wire tin, so important in soldering. Wick shield, so important from removing the tin from the board. Okay, while desoldering, we need to remove the tin itself. And the Joker, the device that each one is asking me about. It is even so hard to pronounce. It's called Resin Atomizer PCB Vaporization Tool. Okay, in case if you want that you will search on it. So all of these tools we are going to use hot air in soldering and desoldering, both of them. We are going to use soldering iron in soldering only. Okay, we are going to use alcohol brush in cleaning. We are going to use tin and flux paste in soldering processes to stick the component to the board itself. We are going to use this Resin Atomizer PCB in just making the soldering and desoldering processes easier. You will understand this in the practical lesson. We are going to use wick shield to remove a tin from board to make it easier for us to desoldering or soldering too. We need to remove the tin. This wire tin is so important for soldering with the soldering iron, and the screwdrivers, you know, for just dismantle the phone. This is all tools we are going to use. We have a complete section about tools, where exactly we can buy this tool from and which tools we can buy. We have a complete section, but I like to make your brain, to warm up your brain to know what is going on. I don't like to leave you like what happened. I always like to simplify things for you. I always to make things easy and simple for you, and this is our style in CPU. Let's go. How to disassemble any kind of any phone? Just go to Google and write iPhone 6 Plus service manual. You will find to each type of each phone this service manual PDF, which will tell you exactly how to work directly to disassemble any kind of any phone step by step by photos. As you can see here, all types of mobile phones has this PDF. Okay, so it should be so easy as you can see here. Okay, just type on Google and you will find this disassemble processes. Every single phone has this service manual, and this is exactly how we are working inside Apple. So firstly, we write in Google S10 Plus teardown or S10 Plus disassemble, okay, or S10 Plus manual repair PDF, as we have said in the previous lecture. Okay, then we go to any website, whatever we want. I will go to this website. This phone, by the way, is one of the hardest phone to tear down because it's like a built-in battery, so it's kind of hard one. So first step, we need to take the trim. As you can see, we are gonna follow all these steps. So first step, we are gonna take the seam out of the phone itself. So it's so easy to do. Let's do it. I will show you step by step. This is what we are gonna use to in order to take the seam out of the phone itself. Just insert this here. As you can see, we just remove it. So our first step is done. Second step, we are gonna use the hot gun, which is here, and this opening tool, which is here. As you can see here, he's gonna show you everything. And as you can see, guys, here, the target of heating is on the back, not on the front. We are on the front here. No, it's on the back here. Okay, on the back. So we are gonna make a low heat on the heat gun itself. Just go like this. Don't stop like this. No, we are moving. You must move. As you can see, guys, so easy to open. We opened it, as you can see, just using this and the heat gun. So there is something we have said in the LCD courses, LCD screen repair course, that we have to clean this OCA before doing anything, because in order when we get this cover back, it will be so clean. And right now the phone is hot, so we can remove this so easily. I will show you how to do this, but we showed you how to do this in LCD course in deep details, so I'm not gonna go in details here. I will just make it in front of your eyes here. This is the device in LCD tools, LCD screen course tools. I spoke about this in details. Add some heat here in order to remove it easily. This is just for cleaning purpose, guys. Just for cleaning. I need to remove this black adhesive. So this is just for cleaning purpose. As you can see, just click here on this. Make this circular move, and we are going to remove this black adhesive. So a lot of black adhesive, guys. So we don't add a lot of black adhesive like this. All of this I have explained in LCD course in details, so we are not going to explain it here. Okay, we are just removing the black adhesive here. Okay, after cleaning a phone, let's see the step 3, which is removing all this kind of screws here, which we can see here. Okay, with 1.5, let's see, 1.5 screwdriver here. We already have this here, so we are gonna match it, as they say, PH30, which is here. The first one here, PH30. Okay. Make sure you have take down all the screws here. Okay, I see that this one is those two are taller than this one. So what I do here directly, I remember where exactly I have removed this one from here. So I take it away from those. So I take it away. I just put it here. So I remember this is in the bottom down. I'll just leave it here alone. Because so make sure you have removed all the screws from here. I can see a one here which is hidden. Okay, so make sure we removed everything. Oh, I will check that I have removed everything. Yes, everything removed. So I will use this one to remove it, to remove this black. As you can see, guys, we go under from here by this way. So we can remove it using this, going under here. So we remove it easily. So easy. Now we have successfully disassembled this phone. This is all what we need, guys. Just follow the steps and use the heat gun carefully and make sure that you have removed all the screws, okay? And this is how we do the disassemble process. It's a piece of cake and there's not a big deal here, guys. So easy, so easy, so easy. So firstly, let's start our lesson with the basics of micro soldering, which is the hot air. The temperature of hot air always between 360 and 400, but I always like to make it 360 whatever what I'm doing, okay? But it depends on the component itself. Like this components, big components, we can go for 360, 380. Like this one is bigger component. Like this one is a big component, and this IC, and then this coil also. All of these things are big, so we need this one, okay? We need this big one. But what if we are working on the capacitors, a small component just like this? So we are going to use the small one. So the basics is go for 360, which I like to the most. I like to use 360, and the air from 4 to 5. Okay, and it depends on your hot air. You always need to try, okay? Just try to buy like a lot of board and try to practice on this board, okay? So let me also tell you something before we begin in our micro soldering systematic, that this is an Android board and this is an iPhone board. They are completely the same. The processes of micro soldering that we are going to do in the Android, we are going to make it in the iPhone. It is completely the same. There is nothing you can worry about, okay? So we are going to make a system for micro soldering, desoldering, and soldering. So let's start directly with the desoldering. All the component processes of desoldering, they are completely the same. Whatever is iPhone or Android, we are going to do a systematic, a CPU systematic. So let's begin. Firstly, or our first step is to apply some flux on the component that we are going to desolder, okay? But just remember, we are going to apply this flux on the corner. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is called the corner fixer or the leg of the component, okay? The leg of the component. But what if you are going to remove this IC, we are going to apply this flux on the IC. If we are going to remove this coil, we are going to apply the flux on the coil itself. So first step is to apply flux. Let's apply some flux, and don't forget to apply some flux on the leg here. So first step, apply some flux on the component itself, okay? This is our first step. The second one is to set the hot air itself on 360 and the air on 4, okay? 360 and 4, and let's move directly on the circular way. Done. Just like 1 second. We just make a desolder in 1 second. After that, doing the processes. Okay, this is our first step. While the second one is using the hot air. So the first step, applying some flux. The second step, setting the hot air on 360 and the air on 4 and just going
in a circular way, okay, and try to be faster, and just hold the tweezer in your left hand in order, when you feel like it's done, just take it, but don't take it hardly, in case if you forgot, like just one leg here didn't make the solder yet, just make the hot air on it and take it, okay? This is the desolder system. So let's go directly to see what we are going to do in the soldering way with the hot air. Okay, there is two soldering. The first one, we can do it with the hot air, which I recommend for every beginner to use the hot air, while the second one is to use the soldering iron, which we are going to see also in this micro soldering course. So let's see the first step. Okay, the first step in soldering is to clean this tin. Okay, can you see this tin? We need to clean it, but in case if you see it shiny just like this, you don't need to clean, just add some flux on it and just move with the soldering iron on it. But I just want to clean it in front of you to know how to clean the tin, okay? This is called the shield. We are going to use the shield and the soldering iron. It is so easy, guys. Or just setting the temperature on 360 also. See how easy it is? Super easy. Just taking this on the tip of soldering iron and just moving on the tin itself to clean it. But it will be better to use the knife one to clean. But I can clean with the bent one, so it's okay. This is better for soldering, okay? This one is better for soldering, but the knife one is better for cleaning, okay? Just remember this. Okay, after cleaning the tin, we need to re-tin again the bends. Step, firstly, we need to make the tip of the tin with tin, okay, soldering tin, in order to make it easier, while taking some from this and started to make this shiny, okay? This is how we are going to do in order to make it easier. So I'm gonna show you right now a step which nobody is doing. Okay, it's an optional. If you wanna do it, it's okay. If you don't want to do it, it's also okay. But it will help you to make it super fast in soldering way, which is vaporize the board, vaporize the place where you are going to make the soldering way. It will make you do this like in 1 second. You are gonna see. Okay, we are doing vaporization to board right now to make it easier while doing the soldering processes. Okay, it's fine now. Let's do the soldering board. Applying some flux before we go. So the first step is to clean the tin, while the second step is to re-tin again the bends with the soldering. Then the third step is to vaporize the board, while the first step is going to be adding in some flux here to make it easier for us. There are some people who add soldering tin instead of flux, but I like to use in this video a flux, and I'm gonna show you in another video using the soldering tin, but it is the same, okay? They are already the same. But I like to do this in order to, because this is more shaper and it's gonna be better on you. Okay, let's move directly to add the piece itself and make sure that the legs are completely. Let's go. Moving circular again. Try to be faster and use the tweezer to fix. Okay. Can you see it? Just a second. It's done now. Just a bit of second. It's completely fixed. just 1 second, because we used this trick, the trick of vaporization board. It's completely done. And after finished, we just are going to clean the board by alcohol and the brush. Okay, don't forget the cleaning processes. And this is how we do the soldering processes with the hot air. Let's move directly to make it. Okay, this time we are going to use the soldering iron. Let's see how directly we use the soldering iron in order to fix this. I'm gonna show you my way, my CPU Academy way that I'm always use. Just see this soldering bit, instead of editing the flux, in this time we are going to add the soldering bit, but watch how, because we need to use a little bit of amount. It's gonna help us in these processes, okay? Just use a little bit, don't add too much. See guys, just a little bit. We're not gonna go so deep. After that, we are going to do the vaporization way again. Okay, and remember that the vaporization way is helping us to go. So important, guys, this. Nobody is doing that, okay? I think it's first time to you to see someone is doing the vaporization to board before doing the micro soldering. Okay, after applying some tin, solder tin, and after applying some solder tin, which is our first step, then we are doing a vaporization to board. After vaporization board, just take this connector from here. We need to fix it. And just this is for professionals. I don't recommend you as a beginner to do this. It's gonna be safer. It's safer than the hot air, okay, but slower. You are going to do this. We need to do a lot of devices per day. So hot air is just a little bit of second. You're going to do this in a second. Okay, it's also fast for people who are professionals, but I prefer to use as a beginner hot air, okay? But it's gonna be more stronger than the hot air itself. Let me tell you the truth, it's stronger. But don't forget the data. Don't forget the data. And we have right now a very, very strong fixing. Super strong fixing. What if you see some tin here, like an extra tin? Just take this shield, okay, and take out this extra tin. If you see some extra tin, it's so easy. We are super ready now. As I told you, just use the hot air in your beginning. It will be more better. Okay, this is how we do the soldering way with the soldering iron. And don't forget to clean. Always clean. Before you finish, clean. And before you start, clean. Always clean, okay? Because the one who clean the board is the one who we call professional one. Always clean. Just use alcohol. This is called the 95% of alcohol. And we are going to use the brush in doing. And we are going to use the brush to make it cleaner. Look at this, guys, super shiny and great and so strong, super strong. And this is how we do the soldering wear. Also the soldering iron, we use 360, don't forget that. Okay, 360 is my number. I use it every single wear. Lesson is gonna be like a little bit different. Nobody has spoken about this before, but I have faced this problem once I got started in this work. What about these tools? I don't have money to afford all of these tools. This is so hard on me. Start small. It's okay. In case if you just have this hot air and just have the soldering iron itself, it would be so easy just to start small. start to make money. Once you start to make money, just save those money and buy more and more tool. So you need to start small. Put this in your mind. You don't have to start big. Don't start so big. There's a big difference between a knowledge and tools. Okay, knowledge here I just mean about the hardware and software and LCD. Those are must. You cannot escape anyone from this. Okay, you need to understand all of them. Once you know all of this, okay, you need to go here. You can go here small. And once you increase more and more knowledge, you can increase here more and more tools. And this is how we make money. In this job, we make money by increasing our knowledge. I am someone who know about software, so I will increase my money. I am someone who know about LCD repairing, I will increase my money. I know how to deal with dead phones, I will increase my money. I'm not someone who's scared to work in an iPhone 13 mobile phone. Okay, I will increase my money. So it's all about knowledge. It's not about tools and money. Okay, if you don't have money, it's fine. Just get the knowledge. Once you have the knowledge, you will have the money. It's okay, don't worry at all. So this is our mental lesson for today. See you in next section.
Welcome to our battery replacement section. Let's start with our visual learning. I know that you love visual learning. Let's warm up our brain. Let's go. So firstly, the battery problems drains so fast. Let me tell you something here, guys, before we deep dive inside this lesson. Batteries are the same, so we can deal the battery of mobile like the battery of laptop. They are the same. So all information we are going to say here, we can already do the same for the battery of laptop, which is great for us in case if we are going to also do a laptop repair inside our store. They are the same. So you are doing 2 in 1 here. You are saving time, don't worry. So the battery drains so fast, slowly charging, overheating, sudden shutdown. All of this are battery issues, whatever it's cell phone or laptop. We do have courses for laptop in case if you want to push also inside laptop, because you may ask yourself why he is speaking about laptop. We have courses for laptop in case if you want to go. And let me tell you something, laptop is easier than cell phone repair. Okay, you can finish laptop the first level, I think, in less than 30 days. So laptop is easier by mile. Let's continue. Tools we are going to use, let's see. Pry tools, important. Anti-static mat, important. 530 for glow of battery. I am someone who like to burn what is coming in the lesson, so let me burn what we are going to use 530 here. We are going to use 530 in order to remove the glue under the battery, because sometimes there are batteries who are stick to the phone itself. They put glue inside it, so you remove the flat cable, then you are trying to take the battery, but it is stuck because of the glue under the battery. So we are going to spray 530, it will kill the glue, then we are going to take the battery out. I didn't say anything, okay? Let's go. So the battery replacement, what we do, firstly, we are going to unplug the battery flat cable and the LCD screen cable. We are going to plug both of them, okay? And when we finish, we will put back the LCD cable and the battery cable, the last one. Spray 530 under the battery to remove the glue. I already burned that for you. And install the new battery. Easy, just put the flat on the connector as we have started in the flat component. Easy, don't worry. Don't throw all the battery. Oh, come on, dude. Come on, dude. You're telling us a lot of recycling thoughts. I don't know, but I am a crazy of recycling. I am someone who is crazy of recycling. I made a lot of money from recycling, and I need you to do the same. I need you to do the same. I need you to take the same route that I did. Okay? This is the difference between ordinary people and extraordinary people. Just think. Just think. Okay? All the flat cable of the battery, we can use all the flat cable of the battery. This is great. Recycling all the battery, then resell it inside your store. We There is a tool for this, but this is only we can see this tool only inside China. I don't know its name because it's name in Chinese. Okay, there is no name for this in English. It's only name in Chinese, and you have to travel to China to buy this. You cannot order this online. Okay, the recycling device, because it's a big device and you need to deal with the factory. It's a big deal. Okay, so you need to be ready for this in case if you want to take this route. You need just to travel to China and to deal with a pricing, because this price of this device is so high, more than you can imagine. This is so high pricing. Okay, and last one is sell battery to merchant who already have this device. He will buy from you this old battery. So we don't throw the battery. And let me tell you something. Maybe there is a problem in the flat cable. Someone has done something while he was working on this phone, so he destroyed the flat cable of the battery itself. So we can take a flat cable from this battery and just add the old flat one that we already stored. So it is so important to store this kind of things. We don't throw things. We don't throw things. We make money from anything. Whatever it's not working, we are going to make money from it too. Gotcha? Wow, the highest frequency, 190. Wow, 190. Wow, really. You can't keep battery of your phone working forever. That's real. There is no battery on earth is working forever. Even if it is the newest iPhone, the battery will be destroyed and you will be need to replace the battery itself. So that's why it is the highest. Nobody can save his battery. Okay, and best business to do is selling phone batteries. I will tell you something here, guys. I have a friend. He only work in battery replacement and battery selling. He just sell batteries. He just replace battery. This is all what he do. He doesn't repair anything, just battery. He is famous for battery. People came to him from all around China just to repair batteries or just to buy batteries. Also, merchant came to him. Also, cell phone stores came to him to buy batteries from him. He is just specialized for battery, because battery can make you like a millions of money. But in case if you are going to make your shop is just specialized for battery, so I advise you to go to China and to buy the device that I told you about, that it recycle old batteries. Okay, because this device is going to make you a lot of money because you are specialized for batteries only. You are going to make a huge amount of money. Okay. Important note, you can start cell phone repair store working only in battery repairing and trading. This is real. I saw this before, and I saw this common in China, but it's not common in United States. When I go to United States, something like this is not common. So in case if you start something like this in United States, you will have a very high lead because you are the first one and you will be the only one who is doing this. So you will have a so huge amount of customers here. It is worthy inside the countries that doesn't have a special shops for that. You will be the first one. I guarantee you a success in case if you are the first one. Really. So business opportunities. Let's see. Bulking purchase. Yes, this is true. You can buy a lot of batteries and you can store them and you can resell them back. It's called the bulking purchase. Specialize, you can specialize only in battery selling and trading and repairing. Upselling, you can upsell, okay, by using this. Warranty service, you can give warranty service in case if you have the device that we talk about, okay, you can do it. But here, this device, you need to make a research by yourself. I cannot help you here, okay, because the price differ from a factory to other and the name in Chinese, not in English. So you need to do your own research here. I will not be able to help you here. I just give you the idea and you can work on this idea in case if you want it. Eco-friendly approach. The country that you live in will love you so much because you are doing something eco-friendly to your country. So they will love you so much. Maybe they prevent you to pay taxes. This is not true. In case if you have any question, but don't ask me about the device, okay? Don't ask. I will not be able to help you here, okay? In case if you have any kind of any question about this lesson, ask me in Q&A section. Let's go to our practical lesson.
So how can we change battery to any type of any phones? So firstly, what do we need to change battery? We need this 530. Why? I will show you why. Okay, we need this 530, and this trick is only CPU Academy students that they will know about this trick. Okay, okay. The phone like this, guys. The first step we are going to do, we have learned it before, we have studied this before. We are going to use this in order to make. Okay, we have pry up the connector of the battery itself, and here is the trick, guys. Here is the trick. You see this 530? Here is the most painful step when it comes to changing battery, and most of technicians hate this to the most. This battery, there is a glue under this battery. So in case if you put your finger like this in order to remove this glue, it will be like a pain. So how can we make this easier? We are going to use 530, whatever brand you are going to use. And just we are going to spray under the board like this. Okay, and this spray will kill the glue under the battery. Then you are going to leave it for like 10 minutes, okay, to make the 530 react with the glue in order to destroy this glue, so we can easily remove this battery. This is one of the most painful step ever. We just made it so easy in less than 10 minutes. Okay, guys, and it will save us time, and we will be able to change any battery inside any type of any phone. And this is only exclusive to our students. So after leaving the phone for 10 minutes, let's take this battery. There are two ways. In case if you are going to use this one, please don't insert it inside the battery. So you may explode the battery, or you may do something wrong. So I need you just to insert it under the battery, not inside the battery. There is a difference between under the battery and not inside. As you can see, just in less than 1 second. Under the battery, not inside the battery, not getting inside the battery. No, it's under the battery. Okay, make sure you're not using something sharp to get it inside the battery so you can make a hole so you can explode and destroy everything. No, no, no. We're not going to do this. We're not going to use this under the battery and pry it up like this. Okay, it is so easy. Let's get our new battery. Our new battery here. Okay, all we are going to do the same exactly. We are going to insert it like this. Just add the new battery and you are ready to move. Some people saying, why don't we add a glue under the battery? You don't need that. You don't need to add a glue. Because this phone, when we assemble this phone, we are going to use glue here in order to make it stick. So all of this, guys, the battery will never move because it's already, there is a glue here and there is a glue here, will never ever move. Because if we dismantle the phone with a way, it may, let's say the battery may fall, okay? So it's better to use double phase, okay? It's better to use double phase here. Just add the double phase here and just add it here, okay? It will fix the battery itself. This is only in case if the phone itself, it doesn't need like a glue or whatever in order to assemble it. Okay, this is a trick which is super duper important. So the most important trick that we have learned today is to use 530 in order to take this battery so easy. And this is exclusive only for our student here in CPU Academy. In case, guys, if you find this course useful, please don't forget to rate this course. 5-star rating means you like this course, and this course is really good and it gives you a lot. 4.5 means it's an average course. So in case if you find it a good course, please don't forget to give it 5 stars. See you in the next section.
Welcome to our water damage repair section. Remember our way here that we use. Firstly, we start with the visual learning to make your brain understand everything and to make your brain feels easy and simple to do any kind of anything. Then we go to practical learning to stick everything inside your brain. Let's start. So let's understand what is water damage repair. This is so important. Firstly, a corrosion, mineral deposits, component failure, all of this from water damage. Like water will do this to board, okay? And short circuits. This is all what water can do to the board itself. That. Tools we are going to use, let's see. Ultrasonic cleaner, this is the most important tool here. We cannot work without this in any water damage repair because it is the main tool here, okay? Alcohol, 99%. Also, this is a main here, we cannot work without it. Heat gun, in order to dry the board after taking it out from the ultrasonic cleaner, we dry it. I don't know why I'm telling you this now, but it's okay. Soft brush, I will not tell you what we are going to do with the soft brush. We need to work on more phones, so we don't have time to do like this and that. We need to finish this so fast because this is the easiest processes. So we need to make the easiest processes the quickest one. Okay, to save time. Saving time is our first priority in this work. Why? Because we need to take more and more and more phones. We need to save time. This is our main goal. Second one is ultrasonic cleaning. We put alcohol inside the ultrasonic cleaning. We put the board inside alcohol. We started. Easy. You don't need the practical lesson, by the way, but you will see the practical lesson and you will save this information inside your brain. No worries. I know exactly how I can deal with you. Don't worry. Drying by using the heat gun, the step that I told you about. When it comes from the, when we take it out from the ultrasonic, we are going to do making it quick to dry by using the hot gun. And the last one will be reassemble and test everything. But let me tell you something here, guys. In case if we do all of this process is fixed to any kind of any phone come to us for water damage repair. It is constant like 100%. We do this for any kind, whatever you're working on, iPhone 30, iPhone 20, Samsung 50, whatever you are going to work with, old phones, new phones, we are going to, this is the same. That are fixed processes. We do them for all type of phones, for all types of whatever, it's Android or iPhone. But let me tell you something here. After we finish all of this, we test the phone. Maybe the camera is not working. So we are going to tell the customer we need to change the camera because it didn't survive from water damage repair and our processes that we have done, it didn't fix the camera. But by this way, we are going to follow what we have studied in the connector and flat cable section to change the camera. So we are going to charge the customer double. Water damage processes and camera changing. We are going to charge him for a double. Why? The customer will tell you, you only changed my camera. Why would you charge me for the water damage repair that it didn't fix the camera, but it didn't fix another component? So it did fix another component. You will tell him that this processes that I have done, it fixed another component, but there is only the camera that didn't survive. So that's why I need to charge you for double. Pause the video, take a screenshot for that, save it inside your brain, and don't worry, the practical learning will make it constant inside your brain. You don't need to get back again to this lesson. Chinese way, baby. So is this frequency high? It's very high. It's like 170%. Why? Because losing data. I don't want to lose my data. I need this phone right now. This phone is my personal phone. I need it right now fixed because my data. Okay, so this is have very high frequency, like 170%. Okay, but remember, every water damage phone you repair, you save customer data, which is priceless. Study notes, the step necessary for a successful conversion. Firstly, be fast in disassembling. If you are going to follow the processes of repairing, tell the customer to get back to you in 24 hours because there may be, you need time to dry the component, you need to leave the board to be completely dry. So the customer will tell you, I need to go, I have something important to do, I want to travel, I want to whatever. Tell the customer to get back to you in 24 hours because you have a headache and you don't like this kind of, please go in front of the board and do like something like this to dry the board. We don't have, you will see a lot of this stuff, so don't worry, be calm, and I am going to give you all the tips and tricks to avoid all kind of this stuff. Don't worry at all. I have been in this market so many long time in laptop repair and in cell phone repair, so be relaxed, okay? Be relaxed. check everything under microscope before working at it, because maybe when you see the microscope there is IC destroyed, or there is a component is not there because the water take them out. So you don't need to work, okay, in the board that will never work. So just check it under microscope and check the damage of the water, what happens. Okay, this is before you start the process itself. Gotcha? And maybe you don't need to do this in case if you're going to charge the customer. But let me tell you something. I always tell the customer, even the board is not going to work, I will charge you for the water damage processes that I will do. Do you want me to proceed or not? He will tell you, even the phone is not working, why would I pay for that? I will tell him, because I am trying to save your board. I am trying to save your original board. In case if it works, it will be great because your data. In case if it doesn't work, we will change the board, the whole board itself. So it's worthy to pay for this. What if the board didn't work? Tell the customer we will do a board swap. Okay, so you will get him a new board as the way we did from China, and take the old board and spare, take all the components that work and use them in another phone. It's the recycling that we do. It's our technique. We don't throw any kind of anything. This old board, we will take it and we will add it inside a box. Any customer come to us have the same phone model and he want to repair something, we will take from this board. Summary of the lesson, the part that you love. Water damage issues, water damage tools, they are so easy. Water damage processes that you saved inside your brain, and you are ready for the practical lesson now. How to specify the support equipment and how to deal with customer. I have told you a lot of tips here. Using saving data as a term, you can make more money. Like, I will save your data, dude. In case if you have any kind of any question, don't forget to leave your question in Q&A. We are going to answer any question. No worries at all. We always got your back and we will always support you. Don't worry. Welcome in practical water repair lesson. In this lesson, we are going to learn how we can deal practically with the water damage. Okay, so first, let's speak about the tools. We need the ultrasonic cleaner. It is like 100% we are going to use this. We cannot do that processes without this. Okay, and we need 99% alcohol. We don't need this huge bottle. Okay, and we need this hot gun, this heat gun. We need it. Okay, sounds cool. So it is exactly the same how to deal with Android and how to deal with iPhone. They are completely the same. There is nothing here we can do. And there is something I forgot to mention. This ultrasonic cleaner can deal with any kind of anything. It can cleanse this silicone band. It can cleanse this even multi-tools. It can cleanse chains. It can cleanse bracelet. It can cleanse silver. It can cleanse gold. This is like you can use it in every single thing. Okay, so let's see the steps exactly that we are going to do. Firstly, we open it. We have to make sure there is no camera on the board because we cannot put the camera inside here. Okay, make sure you remove the camera from the board. This is iPhone board. So firstly, we are going to add the iPhone board or the Android board, whatever you want. Then we are going to add alcohol. Don't add too much alcohol because this is expensive alcohol. So we don't need to finish this alcohol so fast. Okay, just make sure it covers the board. That is great. It covers the board. Okay. By default, this one is set on 300 seconds. So let's leave it by default. Okay. We are going, after we covered the board with alcohol, we are going to close it like this. Then we are going to click on start for 300 seconds. After clicking on, we are going to wait for 300 seconds until it finish. Let me show you guys how it's working. As you can see, it's cleaning the board like it's removing everything from the board. It makes the board looking like a new board here. So let me tell you something so important here because most of technicians don't understand this, but we need to get our tool here because we cannot put our hands inside. Okay, let me tell you something, guys, so important. After finishing the 300 seconds on this,
we need to switch it over on the other part and start another 300 seconds. Don't forget this, because most of people just work 300 seconds like this, then they start directly to dry it up. No, we need also the other part, the other side, to turn it on the other side and leave it here cleaning. Okay, so let's assume we have finished 300 seconds. Let's close it firstly for safety. For safety, we need to close it. And let's turn it on the other side. Okay, sounds cool. Click here. 300 seconds on this side, 300 seconds on the other side. Don't forget this, please. We need to give something unique to our students here in CPU Academy. So I always love to give you guys the most, everything I use, everything I do. I always like to tell you it. So let's assume the 300 second has been finished. Click here. What are we going to do right now? Okay, what are we going to do right now? We are going to get a brush teeth like this. It's a new one. This is for you guys. Okay, hold the board like this and start to clean with the brush. Okay, make sure you have cleaned all the board. Okay, and from the other part too, make sure you cleaned everything. Make sure everything is crystal clear. Okay, sounds great. Everything is crystal clear here. So what is our next step? I will show you directly what is our next step. But let's remove this ultrasonic cleaner. Before we remove this ultrasonic cleaner, I need you to remember we can use the silicone band inside to make it clean. We can use multi-tools. We can use chains. We can use too many things here inside here. We can use bracelet, silver, gold, whatever you want to polish. You will be able to clean it inside this. But don't forget, never ever add anything inside this without alcohol, because it works only with alcohol, and 99%, not 95. Make sure you are using 99%, okay? Because this is so dangerous. If you add the board inside without alcohol, this is really so dangerous. So let's remove this ultrasonic cleaner to move to the next step. So what is our next step, guys? Our next step is just use this hot air, and you are going to do it so fast and so quick. What you are going to do, move like this. You are just going a quick dry up. Okay, move like this. Try to move faster, okay? On the other side. Just for 30 seconds. Just for 30 seconds. Everything is great now. We have the last step. Get in your ultrasonic cleaner and get this one and add your board here and leave it for like 6 hours. Okay, leave it for like 6 hours. 3 hours on this side and 3 hours on this side. Okay, until it's completely dry. So we are super ready to add it inside the phone, and it will work like 100%. And this is the ultimate way that we are going to use with iPhone and Android. They are the same, but always remember, we don't add cameras here. We don't add camera lens of the board here. We always remove the camera connector before we add it here. In the tool sections, guys, I already left you where you can buy this. Okay, I already left you the link and everything, how you can buy this stuff. So in case if you find this course completely useful for you, please don't forget to leave 5 stars for this course, because 5 stars means you like this course and you are going to encourage us to make more and more courses, because your rate means to us. Really, your review and your rate really means a lot to us. See you in the next section. Welcome in electronics section. In this section, you will be able to understand what is going on in board, what is a small component and what are they do. And this section is gonna make you someone who's perfect than anyone else. In case if you go to work in Apple, Samsung, whatever, you will be higher than them, because you understand exactly what is the capacitor do, what is the coil do, and what is the resistor do, and you will understand exactly how they shape on board. You are gonna understand everything. You will have like a step forward than anyone beside you. And this course is something special here in China. In China here, this section is must. You cannot go in mobile repairing field without this section. So this is a vital, and let me tell you something, if you understand this section like 100%, you will be able also to understand the LCD course, which we will upload on our CPU Academy or here on Udemy. Also, this section will help you to repair any kind of any phone, whatever it's iPhone, it's Samsung, whatever. You will understand the basic, guys. Also, electronics is something that will make you understand the circuit. We are going to prepare you here for circuit section. So we still doing the preparation level for just working on the circuit and for advanced micro soldering. So right now, this is still our second preparation after micro soldering beginner. So let's go. What's up, guys? Today we are going to speak about capacitor. What can it do? The main function of capacitor is to store volt. And I'm gonna show you how it store volts just right now. Okay, its main function is to store volt and give it directly to the line placed that. And once it's empty, the volt it recharges again, and mainly doing this beside IC power, touch, IC backlight, or camera. Which means right now this is my camera IC. Okay, let me show you how we are going to work on this. This is our camera IC, and let's draw it here. Okay. There is a capacitor beside it, and this is the root itself that is coming from the charging processes or the circuit. This is the root is coming from IC charging. Okay, IC charging is giving this capacitor a volt on, and this is stored 3 volt. Okay, when you going to open this camera, it will tell the capacitor to give it the volt, and the camera will be opened. If there is something happen with this capacitor, camera will never be opened. Why? Because this IC need a volt to be working. This IC of camera need a volt to be working. And this is the same exactly with the backlight. There is a capacitors to store, and also IC power. You will see a lot of capacitor around the IC power, and all of this to store volt. Once any kind of IC need this volt, the capacitor will directly give this. Okay, the secondary function is it's stable and filter the volt in a charging circuit. In case if you use the bad quality of charger, it will carry AC and DC current. It will pass the DC current and it will filter out the AC. It will be destroyed, by the way. If you use the bad charger, it will destroy the capacitor itself, because it will lead the DC current to pass, and it will be destroyed with the AC current. So it's used to save the charging circuit, okay, from a bad charger. The capacitor will get destroyed, so it's protect the circuit. Okay, it's so easy. I think you are understand me like 100% now. So let's keep going. How a capacitor looks on board. It's always looking like this. You will see this yellow. It's all yellow. All of these capacitors. Yellow capacitors, all of these capacitors. This is a resistor. Okay, this is not capacitor. We are going to speak about this later on. Okay, let's make X on it. This is, you may see something like this capacitor in iPhone board. Okay, and you may also see this capacitor on iPhone. Okay, and you will see this on iPhone mainly and Android. So it's always looking like this, yellow. It's just yellow, looking like this. All of these are capacitors. Okay. So easy, guys. It always sign C on the schematic itself, like you will see on the schematic, just like this. We are going to speak about signs on schematic and how it looks on schematic one by one before we speak on schematic directly in next section. Okay, so you are fully understand what a schematic is. So it's signed like C on the schematic itself. Okay, sounds great. As you can see here, it's a schematic here, always sign as C. Okay, and you will see it here. You will compare it here on the schematic and here on board. It's looking like this, and you will know the number of the capacitor itself in case you want to change it. So you add the number of capacitor, so you know the value of capacitor, and we will understand this in next. We will understand this later on. Okay, this is all capacitors. How to measure the capacitor? Let me tell you something. On board, this is a capacitor here. On board, in case if you go buzz on buzzer mode, this means that this capacitor is not working. Okay, sounds great? Yup, it sounds great. But let me tell you, let me give you a tip and tricks that I always do since I have worked in this job since 2006. I will give you something so important and so easy to do. Get your multimeter on a volt mode and you will measure, you will open the schematic here, and there is a capacitor here and there is a capacitor here, and you need to make sure that this capacitor is working. So easy, guys. Measure the volt here on voltage mode and measure the volt here. In case if there is something happen with this capacitor, it will never pass the volt to this one. Okay, this is easy to do, but the main and official way to measure the capacitor is by a buzzer mode. If it give buzz, it's not working. If it give buzz on a buzzer mode, it's not working. So we will never know the value of the capacitor itself on the board. We need to take it out of board. Even if it give buzz, we will not know that this capacitor is working or not, because on series you will take the measure of all the circuit. So if there is a short here on this capacitor, you will see here also buzzer mode, and you will get the buzzer mode here also. So you will never know the volt, you will never know the measure value of the capacitor itself. So if you are not sure that this capacitor is working, just take it out of board by doing a soldering, by doing a desoldering to it, and just measure it out of board. To know the value, it will give one side will give value and the other side will give 0 OL. If it give buzzer outside of board, it's also not working. Okay, on the battery line it should give the same voltage value of line as I told you here. Okay, note, if C is shorted, you will see the short in whole line as I told you here. So to know which one has the short, you must do a shorted processes that we will do in the practicing lecture. Okay, we are not going to do it. We're not gonna do it here. Okay, sounds great. What will happen if the capacitor not working? In touch will not work at all. In backlight, unstable screen when you bright up the light. In a charging light, it may destroy the IC charge if you use non-original charger. Okay, sounds great. In network, a problem in signal. In battery, a very high usage. Okay, sounds great. Important, when you're gonna work to replace the capacitor from other board or in a place that have a lot of capacitors, you must make sure that they are same in farad or picofarad and same volt space, which means I am going to replace this capacitor C401. Okay, so this capacitor, I'm going to search on the schematic. I will see that the value of this capacitor, it can store up to 3 volts and it's measured in picofarad, whatever PF. So when you are going to replace it, you must get the same one, okay? The same one that can store 3 volt and have the same picofarad. You are a hero, guys. You are a hero. Keep going. We just finished this lecture. In this lesson, we are going to speak about capacitors. Okay, so our goal in this lesson is just to master how to find the capacitor on board and how to measure a good capacitor from a bad capacitor by using the multimeter. So, firstly, let me show you something, guys, that this is an Android board that you see right now. This is an Android board, okay? But this is also an iPhone board. They are the same. Look at this. The capacitors and file and coil, resistor, everything is the same here. This is like this, okay? There is no problem at all. And iPhone 14 is just like iPhone 4, okay? This is an information for you. iPhone 14 board, it's just looking like iPhone 4, but it will differ in circuit that we are going to talk about in next section. We're gonna talk about circuits in next section, but this section is gonna be simple and easy, and don't worry at all. Don't worry at all, okay? So firstly, let's check where is capacitor here. Just by first look, it's looking like yellow color, just like this. If you see here, yellow color, this is a capacitor. And this is a capacitor. This is a capacitor. Okay, yellow color and big in shape. This is a capacitor here. Let me get the board so you can see this is a capacitor. Okay, just by first look, you can get the capacitor. It seems yellow. This is a capacitor. This is a capacitor. This is a capacitor. Just try to pause a video right now. Okay, try to pause a video and try to find the capacitor by your eyes. exactly as you are working inside right now with me, like we are working together now. Try to pause the video and find out where is the capacitor by yourself. It's so easy. I will move the board and step by step so we can determine where the capacitor exactly. So let's start. Okay, I can see two capacitors here beside a coil. Let me help you. Okay, I think you got it. Two big capacitor here. Okay, this is a coil. We're not gonna speak about coil. Okay, I can see a capacitor here, but I'm not gonna point for you. You will see by yourself. Okay, a lot of capacitors here I can see, but I'm not gonna point for you. There is two small capacitor over here. I think you can see him. Here, two small capacitor, yellow. Okay, capacitor are looking like the same. And coil also. This is a coil, but we're not gonna speak about coil. It's big, like unsettable body. Okay. This is a resistor. We're not gonna speak about resistors. Just let's speak about capacitors only. Okay, I can see capacitors here. I can see capacitors here. This is a capacitor. Okay, this is a very small capacitor. Okay. Wow, I can see also capacitor here. Okay, this is all the capacitors here. I think you can see. And right now you can determine the capacitor, how it looks. Let's see the capacitor on the iPhone board. It's so easy too. Okay, this is a capacitor here, but it's not like so yellow, but you know, I know that you got it. This is a capacitor. Okay, I think you can see the capacitor. There are three capacitors. Okay. Over here, this is a capacitor. Capacitor. Okay, this is iPhone board. Exactly the same. Okay, this is exactly the same as Android. It's yellow. Here, this capacitor exactly as same as Android itself. So, firstly, we know now, right now, how to determine the capacitor on board or how to find the capacitor on board. So let's see how to measure the capacitor itself. It's so easy, guys. We're just not gonna talk. We're just gonna take like a minute in understand how to measure the capacitor. And this is a diode, by the way. I think you can see it, but we're not gonna speak about diode. Okay. Firstly, to measure a capacitor, we need to get a buzz mode on multimeter. Can you see, guys, this? Okay, we're just gonna select. See, this is a buzz mode, like a sound mode. There is a sound here. You can see on the multimeter, it's the same sign as this one and this one. And to make sure that you are correctly in the buzz mode, you need to test it. Can you hear the beep? Okay, we are correctly on the buzz mode. Okay, in case, just let's start measuring. Okay. Let's get something big. Okay, this is one is big. Okay, we're just putting the multimeter on the sides of the capacitor itself. It's so easy, guys. We bought the multimeter probe on the side of capacitor itself. We get 0 OL. 0 OL means it's working, okay? 0 OL means it's working, or it's called infinity, okay? It's called infinity. But what if we make the red one and the black one the opposite direction? Let's see what will happen. If it's 0, just like this, we are standing in the negative way. Okay, still 0, which means it's working. So no value in both sides, it means it's working. If we get a buzz or value in both direction, it means it's not working, okay? So 0 OL in both sides, it means it's working, it's super working, okay? But if we get a buzzer, it means it's not working. Let's see another one. Let's see another one. Okay. Let's test this one. 0 OL. It means it's working. Okay, let's opposite the probe. Still 0 OL, which means working. Okay. This one is so big, let's test it. 0 AL, which means it's working fine. 0 OL, working fine. Let's opposite the probe. Still 0 OL, which means working fine. But let me show you something. If it has short to the ground, 0 L in both value, which means it's working well. But if it has short to the ground, let me make it like a short here. If there is a short like this is not working capacitor, it's shorted to the ground. Can you hear the buzzer itself? There is a value on buzzer, which means this capacitor is not working at all. And this is how we discover the capacitor is not working or not working. So again, let's recap to finish this lesson. We make a buzzer mode to the capacitor. If we got 0 OL on both sides, it means it's working probably. If there is no buzz, it's working probably. If we get a buzzer or a buzz, it means it's shorted to the ground, so this capacitor is not working at all. But do not say that this capacitor is the reason of the short itself. You need to take the capacitor out of the board and to measure it, okay, by desoldering way. We take this capacitor by desoldering way out of board and start measuring it out, because sometimes if you find a short in line, this is maybe not the reason of the short itself, because you can take the read of all line only by measuring the buzzer mode on the capacitor itself. Okay, so we are going to know this in details in troubleshoot mode, but this is how we completely measure the capacitor. By buzz mode, 0 OL in both value, it's working probably. If we get buzz, it's not working at all, and this is our first lesson.
What's up, guys? In this episode we are going to speak about coil or inductor. What can it do? It is so easy. We use this coil is to boost the voltage from battery from 4.2 up to 30 volt. Okay, sounds well? Sounds super well. Especially in the backlight circuit, failure of coil can lead to no backlight issue, and this is the most probably issue that you are going to see from the coil itself. Someone is going to come to your store and he will tell you, hey dude, I don't see, there is no light on the screen itself, but I can hear voices. There is something happened to the screen. What the hell happened? You are going to tell him that the coil is, you are going to take the phone and you will check the coil itself, and you will see that the coil is not working, and this is the most common issue you will see from this coil. The secondary function of the coil in network section, it's used in electronic filters to separate different electronic signals, which means that this coil can make a switch between 4G and 5G and 3G. So if someone told you there is a problem in 3G, I cannot work with the 4G or 5G, it's a coil problem, or also it may make a weak signal in whatever 5G or 4G or 3G. So this is exactly what we can do with the coil itself. How the coil looking board? It's looking like unstable, big black, like this one, unstable, but this is a resistor. This is looking like this is black also, but this is so black as you can see here, and this is looking like the capacitor. It's looking like the capacitor, a stable body, but this body is not as stable as you can see here. This is not a stable body, As you can see here, this is non-stable body. This is non-stable body. All of these are coil. Okay. It always sign L. It always sign L. You will see it like this on the schematic. Okay. Okay, we can find it as L here. As you can see, it's a coil here. Coil here. How to measure coil? Just use the multimeter and continue. But here is, unlike the capacitor, you will always get a buzzer here. Okay, in case if you didn't get a buzzer here, it means that this coil is not working at all. Why? Because a coil consists of a wire. There is a wire inside it. Okay, so you must get a buzzer here, and buzzer here, which means that the coil inside is working probably. So you should get a buzzer. Okay, out of board to know the value of L. If you take it out of board to measure it, okay, one side will give value on diode. It's cool. It's super cool. You will get value on diode in case if you are going to measure it out of volt. On board, the right way is to measure the component before it and after it. Exactly on diode mode. Exactly as we did in the capacitor. But this way, we are going to make it on diode mode, not on volt mode. Which means there is a capacitor here, there is a coil here, there is a capacitor here. We are going to measure a diode mode here and a diode mode here. Okay, this is exactly as a capacitor, but instead of volt, we will get a diode. Okay, sounds well? Sounds well. You can do a bridge for small coils only if there's something's not working with this coil. If it is small, so small, we can take it out of board and we can make a bridge here and it will work probably. If it's big, then you need to replace it. And I always, whatever is big or small, I just replace it. I don't like to make a bridge at all. What will happen if coil is not working in touch? Touch won't work at all, and this is the most common issue you will see. Also in backlight, there is no backlight, there is no light on the screen. In a charging problem, conversion current from route A to route B on board. This is only on iPhone, okay? It may not charge on iPhone because there is two zones in iPhone in a charging circuit, zone A and zone B. This is on board, and this coil will transfer the voltage from here to here. Okay, in network problem, in 3G, 4G, 5G, as we said. Important note, when we are going to replace the coil from other board, you must make sure that they are the same in value exactly as capacitor. Wow, I'm proud of you, dude. We have just finished this lecture, so keep going. I'm so proud of you. See you in the next lecture.
Okay, let's go for the coil on board. Let's know how the coil looks on board. It's looking unsettable body with a black like this. Okay, unsettable body at all. This one is coil. Coil. This one is coil. This one is coil, unsettable body, black and unsettable body. This one is coil, okay, black and unsettable body. This one is coil. Okay, this one is coil. It looks the same in iPhone also. This one is coil. I think you can see it. This one is coil, okay. Black and unsettable body. I'm gonna move the board for you and try. Yeah, I see a coil here. Try to boost. I see about 5 coils here. Try to boost for like a minute, okay, and determine all the coil where it finds, and determine all the coil, the location of all coil. Then play the video again, and I will show you all the location here. It's super clear. Okay, this is a coil. Okay. This is a coil. 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 I think you know now. Okay, this is a coil. This is a coil. Super easy, guys. How to measure a coil? How to measure a coil? How to measure a coil? Coil should buzz, okay, and give you a value directly. Let's see. Working wire. It should give you a value and do a buzzer together, okay? Value and buzzer. It's working. Value and buzzer. Let's see another one. Okay, let's measure this coil. It's looking like a big coil. it's working fine. Okay, you see buzzer and value. Buzzer and value, it's working fine. If you didn't see the buzzer in value, which means it's a destroyable coil, okay? Just you are going to get a buzzer and value, okay? Buzzer and value, super easy. It's working. Let's see someone, let's test it on iPhone board. Remember, buzzer and value is working. This one, I can see it here. Buzzer and value, okay? Buzzer and value. Buzzer and value, working fine. Okay, so the way, let's recap quickly. Coil is give buzzer and value is working great, okay? If the coil doesn't give buzzer or value, it means that this coil is not working. This is how to measure a coil and how to determine this coil on board.
What's up, guys? In this episode, we are going to speak about diode. What can it do? The main function of diode is to pass the current in one direction only and not get it back. Like, I just want the volt to go in this direction. I don't want it to get back in order it may destroy this component or whatever, because in this way the current may only can carry 3 volt, but if it back again, this can only carry 1 volt, so it may destroy the circuit here. So the main function of this diode is just to pass the current in one direction only. The secondary function of this is used to detect the cell phone signal, as they have a unique property of being able to receive. So it's used in network, okay? It's used in network, this second function, okay? And it's so easy to understand here. So let's see how it looks in board. It looks in board just like this, okay? It's so here a black one, okay? And those 2 sides are so real here. We are going to see it on board just like this here, and also it's not looking here, okay? And this is a capacitor, and this is a coil, unstable body, as we can see here, okay? On a schematic, it's always D or V or ZD for Zener diode. Okay, we can find it by find DZ in Zener Z or ZD. D or DZ, okay? ZD, Zener diode is same exactly as diode, okay? They are pos, U is IC, R is a resistor, C is a capacitor, and remember, coil is L. Okay, how to measure it is so easy. On board, the value inside will be 0.1, okay, and the other side, okay, on board it will be value on side, and the other side will be 0.1 or 0.1, okay, out of board to know the real value, okay, and all of this in diode mode, which means this area here, it will be has value, and this area here will be infinite. Okay, 0.1 or infinite. Out of board to know the real value. Out of board, it will give you the value of this diode mode on diode mode, okay, whatever, it's 0.35 or 350 or whatever. Okay, non-worked diode will give a value on both sides. Both sides here will be value here, or infinite in both sides. Okay, non-worked diode, infinite on both sides or value on both sides. You cannot do bridge in case of failure, just replace it. In case if you find this diode has failure, just replace it, okay? What will happen if diode not working? Okay, if it on series, it will cut the whole line because electricity won't be able to pass, okay? If it on series, like there is a capacitor, diode, okay, coil, Okay, if there is something happen here, so it will happen like a cut in line here, so the volt will not be able to go here. Okay, if it's on battery, it will cause a short to the ground. Okay, and its main function is to protect and support the ICs, so doing a bridge here will lead us to lose the protection. When you are going to replace the diode from other board, watch out, because there are 3 types of diodes. You must pick the same one as that you will replace. It may be diode, Zener diode, or relay diode. We just one step away of last lesson in this section. Well done, dude. We are just one step away of last lesson in this section. See you in next lecture.